2027. But here is the catch, and I'm trying to tell you why Peter Obi will lose the entire Southeast. Have you not heard of the slogan, Obi or nothing? First of all, that slogan is an abomination culturally in Igbo land. In Igbo land, there is something we call Somadina. Somadina means that I will not be the only person that will thrive. I will not be the only person that will succeed. I will not be the only person that will live. And now, Peter Obi or nothing. Let me take you back to 1979. Dr. Nnamdi Azikiwe ran under a MPP. And Dr. Nnamdi Azikiwe knew that the votes of Ndi Igbo alone will not make him president. Dr. Nnamdi Azikiwe had a brother, Alex Ekweme. He was running under MPN. Dr. Nnamdi Azikiwe was very respectful of him. He did not tell Ekweme to leave MPN. At the end of the day, what happened? MPN won the election, and an Igbo man was vice president. Dr. Nnamdi Azikiwe, the NPP leader, he still did not have any problem with MPN. He joined MPN and aligned with MPN. And Igbo produced also the Speaker of the House of Representatives, having lost an election at the federal level. We produced our governors, and because of the alignment, we produced the vice president, and because of the alignment, we also produced the Speaker of the House of Representatives. And this we did 9 years after the war. And somebody here is telling me, Obi or nothing? That is an abomination in Igbo land.
Why is this diatribe against Peter Obi so strong in you? What did Peter Obi do? Is there
Obi or nothing? That is an abomination in Igbo land.
Why is this diatribe against Peter Obi so strong in you? What did Peter Obi do? Is there a personal difference you have with him? Did he offend you?
Thank you for this question. I am telling you that anybody that wants to preside over me as president in Nigeria must be interrogated. I've not even said anything against Peter Obi compared to what I said against the other presidential candidate in 2023. Let me tell you, I have no personal grudges against anybody in my life. I am a man in search of the soul of Nigeria. I am going to get it in my lifetime. A good president will restore this country, will restore the Igbo people, the marginalization of Igbo people will go. And any human being from Igbo land that wants to destroy the destiny of Igbo because of your selfishness, I will come after you and make sure that you don't block Igbo from getting what they get, what they should get. Let me also take you to 1999. In 1999, the people of the Southwest, they said it is their turn because of what happened with MKO Abiola. And you know what? They gave it as a condition that all the political parties must present somebody from the Southwest. Let me ask, if there are no Southwest people in all the political parties, will they be able to achieve that? Olufalaye and Olusegun Obasanjo eventually emerged as the presidential candidate of all the parties that were available. Now, if you come to Igbo land and you're saying it's one person or nothing, so whatever happens to that one person, Ndi Igbo will be wiped out for that particular election cycle. In 1999, only Yoruba people contested for the presidency. I am looking forward to a time where only Ndi Igbo will contest for the presidency of Nigeria. It has happened before. We are the only people in the South that have not produced the president. They must allow us to produce the president. Let me challenge you.
That was Kenneth Okonkwo, Nollywood actor turned politician, who used to be a spokesperson of Peter Obi Presidential Campaign Council, and who is now unofficial spokesperson of Alhaji Atiku Abubakar and anything that will promote Atiku's interest. Now, in this video, what you saw was a classic case of misinformation and doing the dirty jobs of Atiku Abubakar in the effort to demarcate Peter Obi and try to see whether they can sow seed of discord between Peter Obi and the Igbo public, perhaps, and Nigerians as a whole. But that effort by Kenneth Okonkwo fell flat because the feedback from Nigerians, particularly of Igbo extraction, that commented under this interview was very clear. Kenneth Okonkwo, in trying to paint Peter Obi as a selfish politician who doesn't care about the future of the Igbos, was told plainly, go and sit down. You are not speaking for us. We know what you represent. You don't represent us. You are not talking for us. You are there for selfish, you are speaking for your own selfish interest and not for the interest of Igbo. Basically, that's what the summary of what I discovered when I did an analysis of the commentary or comments that followed his this is an interview. And we're going to look at some of them. Then when we come back, I will give you an example of how he distorted history in trying to demarcate Peter Obi and saying that Peter Obi will not win Southeast because of selfish politics and all that. It's very disturbing, to say the least. But first of all, we are going to look at some of the comments that people made under this video clip that you watch. Let's take a look. Now, some of the comment, this is Jerry Uho. He said, madness doesn't have a specific model. Madness doesn't have a specific model. That was his response to this. And from the name, you can see that that is an Igbo name. Ifoha Azikiwe, of course, by the name, you know that he is Igbo too. He says, shut up your dirty mouth. Who amongst Nigerians do you think you represent with your loquacious mouths? You want cheap publicity, and you are getting it free of charge. Who knows if one Kenneth Okonkwo exists? I think it is only those living in bondage. Your thoughts, words, and body language are full of desperation. Look at the man searching the soul of Nigeria. And Nonso Kafo, he said, so this man is still living in bondage. The film he acted back then in 1992, this man is still living in bondage. The film he acted in 1992. Let's go. Engineer Toby Ben, he said, Peter Obi goes to TV station to discuss Nigerian problems. Other politician goes to TV stations to discuss Peter Obi and the NDC. Ifeanyi Anene said, what of if Kenneth is running mad and nobody knows? What if Kenneth is running mad and nobody knows? Elisha D. Jang said, must you always hide before going to interview? That's his position. Obani Victor, he thought politics is living in bondage movie where merit will appear and disappear. NDC all the way in 2027. Olasunkami Mohammed, Allah okay, fight for the presidential organ. Nobody is holding the Southeast not to produce president. But in a situation where you are fighting everybody, who will vote Southeast candidate? Of course, let me also do a quick rebuttal of this immediately. Peter Obi got over 10 million votes in the last election. That means Nigerians trust Southeast to produce president. It was rigged the last time. So that's an indication Southeast can produce president. And they supported Peter Obi. So don't get it twisted by say because of what Kenneth Okonkwo is doing here. That's not the indication. When Southeast overwhelmingly voted for B, some of you people were saying, why are they voting in block for Peter Obi? Peter Obi won everywhere. Nobody won there except Peter Obi. But you forgot when the whole of Southeast gave all their votes to Yaradua and to Obasanjo. Now David Njote, he said he's just confused. This is not a Nollywood. This is not a Nollywood movie. He said this is not a Nollywood movie. Stephen Elochukwu. He said there is a thin line between sanity and madness. There is a thin line between sanity and madness. This guy is gradually crossing that line. Tunji M. Yusuf. Any village that is in need of a town crier should engage the service of this man. Or he knows how to cry. Maskonna say chameleon. Atiku Odola is speaking. Ozo Onyebuchi. A good president. Why not run for the office of president? Okwori Paulinus. Why did you always like to invite this Channels Television? Why did you always like to invite this controversial Kenneth? You guys should invite me also to come and air my view too. Francis Nweke say Obi or nothing has nothing to do with Igbo. It simply means if I don't vote Obi, I will not vote for any presidential candidate. Simple. See how him just the rant. Divine see just. Say, so nobody fit hold the man for me. And Amos Tamjul, miracle. And if Peter Obi does not win this election, that means Igbo man will not become president in this country again. That's what he's asking Kenneth Okonkwo. Ugochukwu Edward. Indeed, Caesar has crossed the Rubicon. Kenneth madness has reached the finish line. Aswaju Humble to Chiba. You are right if you think he's right. You are still right if you think he's wrong. But the moment you think I'm wrong, congratulations, you're also right. At this point, everybody is right, except the confusion itself. And Sola Adeyemi is a drama, Nollywood politician. Khalil Ibrahim Adam, he said, Nigeria is not a family inheritance where presidency is shared by tribe. Any politician still preaching ethnic entitlement instead of competence is part of the problem, not the solution. Leadership should be about capacity, not it is our turn, period. And Uche Nalazro say, why is he shouting? Lanre Duruja say, politics is a game of interest. And Ame Emma Moses say, what did he just end up saying? I didn't hear anything except that Nebuala and Sowore voice. Christian Agonmo say, hungry bird from the east. And Desire Moses say, oh my God, I thought this man has wisdom. And Esioko say, this guy might actually be running mad and we are not aware. Nasir Amen Danye Jibia say, when did the seat of president has become turn by turn Nigeria Limited? Mr. Man, if you want the president, bring the vote. And Uyi Rosemary said, there is this what he's saying is unrelated to the issue at stake. Odo Eke John Paul Chimezie. I for like talk waiting in my mind, but my lawyer has never won any case before. Ikenna MJ Zurike. He said, the more I listen, the more I get confused. And Zachariah Tim Chang Luka say only people in the South that have not been president. He says, so Afix, Ibibios, Calabaris, Ugonis, Andonis, Ishan, Urobos, Ishekris, and a lot of other ethnic nationalities are not people. And Charles Eze say, Ogade talk like say Nafim in the act. And Onu Ekweme C say, why didn't he ask and insist that the ADC coalition zone their 2027 presidency slot to the southeast if he's really this obsessed with the idea? And Okemri Kenneth Chijoke said that Atiku APC dollars speaking through him. And Jones O Chukunedu said this man always thinks he is shooting a movie. So if you do content analysis of the comment that followed, you will come to the conclusion that people of Southeast extraction distance themselves from Kenneth Okonkwo's vituperations against Peter Obi on the issue of being a selfish presidential candidate who is blocking the chances of Igbo by the slogan Obi or nothing. Now, what is my take? First of all, Obi or nothing was not actually a creation of Igbo. Obi or nothing started in this dispensation, this coming election. If you recall, in 2022-2023, there was no slogan like Obi or nothing. It was the obedient movement that started Obi or nothing. Why did they start that slogan? And the obedient movement is made up, it's a national movement. So it is disingenuous of Kenneth Okonkwo to say that those who are saying Obi or nothing are Igbos. Okay? There may be Igbos among them because they are part of the obedient movement. They are also part of Nigerians who believe in the leadership of Peter Obi. But it came about when Peter Obi moved to ADC from Labour Party, and there were debates on who should be the preferred presidential candidate of ADC at that point. And the obedient movement were insisting on the leader, on their leader, Peter Obi, the man they helped to garner over 10 million votes in the last election that was allegedly slashed to 6.1. They were saying that he was robbed the last time and they want him back in the ballot. With Atiku Abubakar knowing fully well that it's not the turn of the North to produce a president after 8 years of Muhammad Buhari. So the obedient movement nationwide, we are sending a message as Peter Obi joined, that as he's joining, he's not going to play a second fiddle to Atiku Abubakar, that he, or any other candidate for that matter, that Obi or nothing. If it's not Obi, we are not going to back ADC. And you can see how immediately Obi discovered the plot of the ADC and left. All those people who are shouting Obi or nothing took their slogan to the NDC, where the NDC was smart enough to declare from the outset that their presidential candidate is going to come from the South. And many strongly believe that Peter Obi is the most qualified Southerner to lead this country at this time in its history. So the idea that Obi or nothing was an Igbo creation is being mischievous, to say the least. It's not an Igbo creation. It has nothing to do with blocking other Igbos from coming out to contest. Peter Obi is not blocking anybody from contesting. Kenneth Okonkwo can pick a form and contest for president in the ADC since Peter Obi has left. Okay, and there are about 18 political parties with the newly created parties. I think we are almost getting up about 20 or 20 something political party. Any Igbo person can go and pick a form, and nobody is blocking him from picking a form. So that was unfair of Kenneth Okonkwo to say that Obi or nothing was a creation of Obi to block other Igbos, to sabotage other, to truncate the destiny of Igbo politics. That's absolute rubbish, to say the least. And then there's some lies that he was telling there, including his claim that in 1999 that the Southwest, they came together and said they must produce the president. And at that time, they demanded that all the political parties must have Southwest presidential candidate. That was not true. That was not true. What happened was that following the annulment of June 12, 1993 election, in which a Yoruba man, Abiola, was poised to win, and the crisis that followed, which culminated in Abacha becoming president and all that. And when Abacha died in the circumstances that he did, and Abdul Salami was ready to transfer power to civilian, one of the things the military did to bring, to assuage the agitation for separation in Southwest at that time, when the OPC were openly demanding removing Yoruba from Nigeria. So one of the strategic moves that was made by the military was to bring out Obasanjo from prison and ensure that he is part of the transition process. Okay? And it was literally a military decision that to assuage the aggrieved Southwest, whose son was denied the presidency, that the president that will come out in 1999 will be from the Southwest in particular. That was why, if you remember, it was Ogbonnaya that's supposed to be the presidential candidate of the AMPP. Okay, they later coalesced with Alliance for Democracy that produced Olufalaye. Okay, then PDP nominated Obasanjo. That has nothing to do with the Yoruba per se, that decision. It was a military administration decision to assuage the hurt the Yorubas felt about what happened to Abiola. Okay, so that's a lie that it was the Yoruba they insisted they are going to be the only one. No. In fact, AD did not even meet the qualification to be a national political party. But because the North, the military, dominated by the North, wanted to assuage the Southwest, that was how two Yoruba men emerged the presidential candidates that contested. Okay, take note also that in 2003, by that time, despite that military arrangement, Buhari contested in 2003 because he challenged Obasanjo at that time, showing that it wasn't just a one-way traffic. But the fact of the matter remains that this man lied by saying that the Yorubas came together and decided that only they, or only Yorubas, should be presidential candidates. Was not true. That was a military creation. And he also said that he's looking for the day for only Igbos who produce a candidate. Well, that can be a possibility if political parties decide to microzone. Political parties decide to microzone, and it has nothing to do with the agitation of Kenneth Okonkwo, who we know from his history cannot be put in that position to be able to speak for the Igbos, frankly. And he talked about that. Look at how he was trying to improve the PR of Atiku Abubakar. He said, like Atiku Abubakar said, if they can zone it to the southeast in 2023, that he will withdraw from the race. That's some of the misinformation they give. Atiku Abubakar never wanted the position to be microzone to the southeast, and he knew that there was no possibility of that happening. That was why, even before they could microzone to the southeast or even to the south, Atiku Abubakar, ahead of 2023 election, knowing fully well that it was not the turn of the north to produce a president, Atiku Abubakar rushed to go and purchase PDP expression of interest form in 2022, ahead of 2023. So all these his stories, they're just cock-a-bull stories. Peter Obi is not a selfish politician. Peter Obi has elevated Igbo politics higher than any Igbo man since Dr. Nnamdi Azikiwe. Because one, he has shown that Nigerians love Igbos. There is this narrative, Igbo can never be president. But from what Nigerians voted in the last election, and from the information we are getting, it was clear that Nigerians love the candidacy of Peter Obi, and they voted overwhelmingly for him. And that was why it was alleged that it was because of Peter Obi, there was glitches in the transmission of the result on the election day, because Peter Obi was soaring to victory. So in terms of Nigerian voters, they have no problem with Igbo becoming president. It was the rigors of election that stopped it, and Peter Obi can still win again. That's my take. But whatever is your position, let's hear from you at the comment section. Thank you for watching this video. And if you are new to my channel, you have not yet subscribed to my channel, please subscribe to my channel. Hit the subscription button, hit the notification bell. When you subscribe to my channel and hit the notification bell, anytime I have a new video, you'll be among the first to know. God bless you. And please don't forget to like this video, because when you like it, Google will rank it high and recommend it for more people. Thank you, and God bless you and yours.